Hello guys, in this video we will start a new topic in C++. We will going to cover operators and expressions in this lecture. So first let's understand what is operator. So operator is a symbol that tells computer to perform some mathematical calculations over the given data. Okay, now it will modify the data according to some mathematical or logical manipulations. In C or C++, there are three types of operators available, or we can divide the operators into three categories: unary, binary and ternary. These are based on the number of operands the operators are working upon. So if the number of operands which are participating is 1, then we called that as a unary. Like if a variable a is there and I apply some increment operator, then it is unary because only one operand is there. Similarly, if I require two operands in my expression, then those types of operators are binary, which require two operators. Like plus is an operator which require two operands. So plus is an operator which require two operands. That's why plus is binary. In ternary, we require three operands. For a operation to be performed, we require three operands. Like we will study this operator, ternary operator, which will substitute the working of if then else operator. We will see how it is working. So generally the broad categories of operator can be divided into unary, binary and ternary. In unary we have only one operand, in binary we have two operand, in ternary we have three operands. So this is a classification based on operands. Now let's discuss about the expression. What is expression? It consists of some operand along with operators. So if there is a statement which contains some of the operands and operators, and both operands and operator are mixed up to perform some operation, and this whole thing is called expression. So suppose if I have three integer variables, and if I write suppose C, A, B, C are three integer variable, and I write C is equal to A plus B, then this A and B and C are operands, and this plus and this equal to are the operators. We combine these operands and operators and we are performing a operation. The name of the operation is addition. We are performing additions. We are adding two numbers and store that value into a third variable. So this way number of operands are mixed up with the number of operators, and this will make expression. Okay, and the process of this expression, where once the result is calculated, this is called expression evaluation, and the result type is always depend upon the type of operand we have used or type of operator we have used. Okay, now C++ supported this type of operator. First is arithmetic operators, which includes plus, minus, multiplication, division and modulus. So these are the symbols for all of these type of operators. We have relational conditional operators like smaller or greater, smaller equal to, greater equal to, double equal to or not equal to. Logical operators include and, or and not operators. Bitwise operator include negation, and or not. Assignment is only one operator. Increment and decrement, two operators are there, which is unary, and some operators which are only unique to C++. So these operators are not defined in C language, these are unique to C++, like delete, and line for short form में handle, and some of the new operators, set w, and these operators also there for class member access operators. Like we have this scope resolution operator. This is also declaring a pointer to a class member, accessing a pointer, and by a pointer object, this is accessing a pointer by a normal object, and these are the extraction and insertions operators. Okay, so these are some of the operators which is defined in C++. So as we have three pointer to member operators available, like this operator is to declare a pointer to a member in a class, this operator to access a member using object name and pointer to that member, this is to access a member using pointer to a object and pointer to that member. Okay, so generally dot is used when we are accessing a member using object name, and point arrow is used when we are trying to accessing a member using a pointer to an object. Okay, we will study or see the example in next some more slides. Like in this example, we will take a class IOStream with some bit set, and this using namespace, we are using a standard namespace here. In this class simple, we only have a variable a, and in main class we are creating the object of this sample class, then we are declaring a pointer which is pointing to some object of simple class. So it will denoting the pointer of a class type, and we are assigning the same object which is created here into this pointer variable ptr. Now if I am going to access or assign a value to a, because a is public, I can access the public members outside the class. So if I write object obj dot a is equal to 10, that would be right. Okay, and to print that value, I just write cout and with this operator obj dot a, so this 10 will be printed if this is not a comment. Okay, assume this is not a comment, only this is a statement, then 10 will be printed. And if you want to print the same with the pointer variable, then we have to use the arrow symbol. So whenever we access a variable in the class using a class object, so here a class object is created, then we have to use dot operator, and if we want to access using arrow symbol, then we have to use the pointer variable, class pointer variable. So arrow is always used with the pointer variable. Data, this class have a one variable and one function. All the variables and functions of a class is called members. So this class have two members, one member is a variable, another member is a function. Now we have closed this class and start a main body. In this main method, we have created a object of data type and a pointer variable of this same data type. So whenever you write something like class name and the object name, then this line automatically create a memory for this class data and allocate a memory space which have the space for all the data types or all the variables of this class. So this D is created inside some memory with some address, and inside D a variable in memory for the data type A is stored, and it also contains the block which contain the address of the function. Wherever the function is defined, it will contain the address of that. So in this line, a object of data type data class is created along with a pointer variable which is declared, and here that pointer variable dp which is stored somewhere in the memory and now pointing to this object d. It contains the address of this object d. So we have one pointer type object and one simple object of data class. Now because as we see in earlier slide, we have three types of member access operators. This is scope position with star, dot with star, and arrow with star. Now this first operator is used to declare a pointer to a member, and these two operators is used to access that member which is declared above. Okay, so now this line, next line, will have the use of this operator, means declaration operator. so declaration operator means यहाँ पे हमें एक पॉइंटर वेरिएबल को डिक्लेयर करना है, ठीक है। तो जैसे कि हमारी क्लास क्या थी, डेटा क्लास थी हमारी, और उस पे एक ptr नाम का हमें पॉइंटर वेरिएबल बनाना है। अब सिंपल एक पॉइंटर वेरिएबल और इस पॉइंटर वेरिएबल में क्या डिफरेंस है? सो द मेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू वेरिएबल्स आर, this pointer variable is directly pointing to the member of this class data, and the dp here is pointing to the object of type data. so थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, समझने की कोशिश कीजिएगा। ptr वेरिएबल किसी एक क्लास के एक किसी मेंबर को डायरेक्टली पॉइंट कर रहा है, जबकि dp उस क्लास के ऑब्जेक्ट को पॉइंट कर रहा है। सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ए ptr एंड डेटा dp pointer. Okay, so this is called your member access, and this is called your direct pointer to a class or pointer to a object. Okay, so इस ptr को डिक्लेयर करने का एक सिंटेक्स है, and the syntax says that you have to mention that which class is used in order to point the member of that class. So we have to write the name of the class when we are declaring that or defining that pointer variable. So first thing is integer, because it is going to point an integer type of data. Then we use data, that is class name, कि वो जो integer type का data है वो किस class में reside करता है. Then you have to assign the value for that. So if I write like integer data star ptr, so if I write just like this, integer data star ptr, so this is only a variable declaration, it is not assigning something. और यहाँ पे अभी इसको ये नहीं पता है कि किस मेंबर को, बिकॉज वी हैव टू टाइप्स ऑफ मेंबर्स इन आवर क्लास, वन इज ए, अदर इज प्रिंट। प्रिंट इज ऑल्सो ए मेंबर, ये फंक्शन है लेकिन एक तरह का मेंबर है। सो वी हैव टू असाइन द एड्रेस ऑफ द मेंबर्स whenever we declare the member access operator. So we have to assign here. So here in this RHS side, the address operator, ampersand operator, is used to assign the address of A which is reside in data class. So I hope you have cleared about this syntax. This syntax will directly make a PTR which is pointing to the member of a class data. Now how to access? So first we have to assign some value in this one. So because we see that in object oriented paradigm all members of the class has to be referred or has to be accessed by the object of that class, and we have created object of data class as D, and we also have created a pointer to a data type object that is dp. So first we will see how to access this member using object D. So to access or to assign something inside this A, because in this line we already tell the compiler that PTR is now pointing to variable A. So if I directly write star dot star, so because dot is used because I have used D, object में use कर रहा हूँ इसलिए dot operator का यहाँ पे use है. Dot star means we are going to access the member of a class using the pointer which is declared earlier in this line. So in this line D dot star PTR will assign a value 10 to A, and D dot print will print the value of A, because inside print we have only just shown the value of A. Similarly अगर मुझे यही वेरिएबल पॉइंटर वेरिएबल के थ्रू एक्सेस करना हो, यहाँ पे अभी मैंने केवल ऑब्जेक्ट वेरिएबल के थ्रू एक्सेस किया था, अगर वही मेंबर आपको पॉइंटर वेरिएबल के थ्रू एक्सेस करना हो तो आप एरो ऑपरेटर का यूज़ करेंगे, एरो star. So dp arrow star ptr means this pointer variable is going to assign value 20 into a variable which is pointing by ptr, and ptr is pointing to a, so that's why 20 is assigned at this location. And then dp print, here also we have used arrow because we already have seen that in previous example, if you have a object then we use dot, if we have a pointer then we use arrow. So we have dp as a pointer to the class, then we have to use the arrow. So by this print function is called and the value 20 is be displayed. Here value is 10 is displayed. Okay. Now next example is, if you are going to define the same member access operator on the functions. Okay. So जैसे कि इस क्लास में let's take a class data, and in this class only one function member, this is also a member of the class. So this class only have one function and the name of the function is f, the return type is integer, and the argument which it accepts is float type. So the syntax for declaring a member access operator is that you just first write the return type. Like in previous example, when we are going to declare the member access operator on a variable, then we have to write here the type of the variable. If it is going to print point an integer type variable, then it is integer there. Now in the case of function, we have to define what would be the return type of that function, and we have to mention the return type first, then we have to mention the user defined pointer variable name. So this fp1 may be user defined, आप यह कोई भी नाम लिख सकते हो, fp1 की जगह कुछ भी हो सकता है, but this fp1 should point to a member of data class. So I have to write data, then I have to use this operator and tell the pointer variable name fp1 and then mention the आर्ग्यूमेंट टाइप्स. सो आर्ग्यूमेंट का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर आपको देना है. यहाँ पे अगर एक ही आर्ग्यूमेंट है तो हमने एक ही फ्लोट लिया है, अगर यहाँ फ्लोट इंट होता तो हम फ्लोट कोमा इंट लिखते. सो जो भी आपका फंक्शन का प्रोटोटाइप है वो आपको यहाँ पे मेंशन करना होता है विद द यूजर डिफाइंड पॉइंटर नेम, and at the right hand side we have to give the address of the function, and the function name also always contain the address of the function. function का नाम ही उसका एड्रेस कंटेन करता है, तो that's why we have using the address ampersand data scope resolution f. Now this f contain the address of the function which is assigned to this fp1. Now this fp1 is pointing to the function f which whose address, so f is defined somewhere in the memory. Suppose f is defined somewhere in the memory at the 200 location in somewhere in the stack, and the address of that is contained in the object of class data. Suppose the data class have some object like d. Okay, so this address is going to assigned in fp1. Okay, now this in the second line another pointer variable is defined on the declared. So this second line only declared another pointer variable. Here only declaration is done, there is no assignment. So fp1 is going to point a member in class data. अभी वो किस मेंबर पे पॉइंट करेगा वो हमने नहीं बताया है, बट ये हमने बता दिया है कि किसी एक डेटा के किसी एक मेंबर को पॉइंट करेगा. fp1 किस मेंबर को पॉइंट कर रहा है, फंक्शन को पॉइंट कर रहा है, वो हमने इसमें बता दिया है. नाउ इन मेन मेथड also these two pointer variables, we make these two pointer variables as a global variables, क्योंकि ये इस क्लास के भी बाहर हैं और मेन के भी ऊपर हैं, तो ये एक तरह से ग्लोबल वेरिएबल की तरह आपके काम कर रहे हैं. मेन के अंदर हमने fp2 वी आर असाइनिंग अ वैल्यू ऑफ f इनसाइड द fp2. ओके, सो हमने जो एड्रेस इसमें था वही fp2 के अंदर डाल दिया है. ठीक है, सो आई थिंक यू हैव क्लियर्ड अबाउट हाउ टू डिक्लेयर और हाउ टू इनिशियलाइज अ मेंबर. इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेस दिस फंक्शन, हम क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे इस डेटा का एक सॉरी you just create an object to this data, and you are going to use this function with dot star, and I just call this fp1. When I call this fp1, it means it will call the function f which is defined in my class, and it will return 1. Okay, If I have some print statement, then that print statement is printed. Okay, similarly, because both are pointing to the fp2 is also pointing to the same function, d dot star fp2 is also going to print the same. And if I have to declare a pointer variable of that type, then dp, so dp, we have used dp arrow star fp1 to access the first member, to access the first pointer variable which is pointing to a member of a data class. Okay, so we will see these operators in more detail when we are studying the operator overloading. Now let's have an overview about some of the arithmetic operators. So these are the basic operators, and these operators are already covered in the previous lectures, in the previous programming languages. If you have not covered these operators in C or other languages, then these are not very tough operators. They are simple arithmetic addition, and like we have done in our mathematics, similarly we have done in our programming languages. So in arithmetic operators, because arithmetic operator is plus, minus, star, modulus and ampersand, though all operators are binary, they require two operands, and the examples include, if I have a and b, then if a is 14 and b is 4, then the addition would be 18, and similarly we have calculated all the operators value. Okay, the precedence is also defined in the operators. So like multiplication is also always computed before the addition, and first we have to use the parenthesized, whenever needed we use parenthesized operations. Okay, so these programming languages also follow the Bodmas rule of the mathematics. So most of these are similar things. If we talk about the relational operator, we have to compare between two quantities. So it is, this operator also requires two operands and always return the binary values 0 or 1, either maybe the condition may be true or false. Okay, then we have some logical operators, and for logical operators also we require two operands. So this is also a binary operator, and this will perform on the logical AND or logical or logical NOT. So you can go to the textbooks and try some of the examples of logical operators to understand more deeply about these operators. We have unary operator like increment and decrement, which will require only one operand, and if see here, let's in the example, if we have operand integer operand m is equal to 10, and if you are applying this m plus plus, it means the location at which m is stored is going to be modified. So this location will have the value 11. So this process m plus plus will modify the value of m on the location where it is stored. That's why it is only requires one operand. It will not wait for the another operand to store the computed results. Okay, it will just apply the operation and modify the result and store on the same location where the m is stored. Similarly with the decrement operator. Now we can use this plus plus in two ways. Either I have a operand m, I can use the plus plus after the m, it means it is post increment, and if I use before m, it will become pre-increment. Similarly with the post decrement and pre-decrement, they have some different meanings. We will cover when we study the operators in more detail. Now the ternary operator means this operator requires three operands, and the syntax for this operator is, we have some expression and it will ask about the expression, and we will put the results. If the expression is true, then this result would be displayed, or this result will be displayed. So it is similar to if then this else this. Okay, so this is if then else line in if then else body in one line. Okay, so जो पूरा का पूरा आपका if then else का ब्लॉक है वो एक लाइन में आपका यहाँ पे कंप्यूट हो जाता है using the ternary operator. This operator is rarely used either, because the if then else is more uh, good and it is efficient than this one. Okay, and it is more user friendly. If then else is more user friendly because it contains the English words. Okay, now some of the bitwise operators also there which will perform the AND or XOR some of these operations on bits of operand. Okay, now the comma operator.